Look, I know you're a West Coast guy, so you're going to understand this. I've been staying up late as
welcome to my
just
life.
to watch them lose 7 straight games. One of them we were winning by 5 runs, and we still lost.
You don't know my life.
Hit it.
Welcome to the Coach's Sons podcast. It is April 7th. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Chris.
Everybody sound the alarms. The Yankees are cheating. They're using bats that are illegal. They're shaped like bowling pins.
Kinda.
Anyways, Chris, we have a lot to catch up on.
We do.
And I think the one thing I want to hear is your opinion on the Torpedo bats, because everybody's talking about them. I know that all of our listeners have been just waiting for this episode to come out to hear us either bash on the bats, the Yankees, people hating on the bats. Where do you stand on the Torpedo bats?
I think they're cheating pricks. No. So my initial reaction was, how the hell did we miss this for... Like, was this going on all spring training? Did that get missed by everybody and their brother? Or was I really of the mindset that spring training doesn't matter? I don't give a shit. And I was so tuned out.
No,
because I feel like it took the baseball world by storm over the...
And it wasn't the first series either, by the way.
Yeah, well, it was them beating the absolute dog shit out of Nestor. Was it Nestor?
It was Nestor. Was that the... Oh, that was the Tigers. That was their first series.
The Brewers.
Brewers. Oh, no, you're right. Okay.
And they beat the dog shit out of... It wasn't their first series.
It wasn't their first series.
But they beat the shit out of Nestor. And it was... If we're being honest, it was a terrible spot for him because I think he's a fly ball pitcher. The wind was blowing out. They were in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, Yankee Stadium.
He just got absolutely torn apart. But anyway, it feels like the whole thing was a giant surprise to everybody. And then it just so happened that everybody that was using them had super, super success.
Yep.
Right. And it probably takes away from Jazz Chisholm having a really good game, good week, whatever that was. Anthony Volpe, same thing. It's like, if they were really, really, really that big of a difference, it would already be in everybody's hands and it would already be happening.
Yeah.
Right. So there's something different about them for sure. Right?
Yeah.
Just by the look, right? They look like they're weird. I don't know how to describe it. You said a bowling pin. I wouldn't even consider it that, I guess.
I'm just trying to think of the shape itself, right? I mean, because
they basically make the barrel bigger and the top
sooner.
It gets smaller.
Yeah, the barrel is thicker sooner, and then it narrows out at the top, which seems strange. I feel like if they should just make the barrel that thick the whole way, but then it makes it heavier. So what is interesting is you are now eliminating the end of your bat. Like, that part of your bat is now not something you can hit off of. Like, you'll have no power.
Yeah. But you really don't anyway, though.
Well,
because it's...
I mean, yes and no. Like, I mean, your barrel is usually in the middle, right? But you also have that thickness at the end. So if you take it off towards the end, you still have some power and some thickness there. Now it's definitely not. I watched a video of somebody do a bat comparison. Like, he had a normal bat and he had a Torpedo bat. And essentially, you're getting the same thing. The velocity is the same coming off the top of it. Like, it's not going any further. It's just where you hit the ball, right? And that's all it is. There's no magic to it.
Yes, more
no
you're
magic.
Getting added success for a sweet spot, and what that adds, I have no idea. But now you just have to imagine if Barry Bonds had one, right? Like, that would be fucking awesome.
But Barry didn't hit the ball off his hands. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Barry Bonds would swing that bat because the way his swing was big and loopy.
Yeah, but
he
wasn't
wasn't.
the barrel too. No, his swing was not loopy. His swing was stupid fast.
That was McGuire's was too. So McGuire would have benefited because his was all hands. He just went pop. Like, he would have loved having that bat because he did not loop.
We're not going into bat shape. Maybe we could find something else to argue about that. Maybe we'll do a separate video of just you and I arguing about bath paths.
How about
How
about we get the bat ourselves and see which ones we like better?
We have to film it at a little league field.
Yes, it's 200 feet tops.
Max. All right. Sounds good.
I'm in.
I have this article pulled up by Jeff Passan, and I'm not going to read everything, but I've tried to grab a few snippets already.
Passan.
So apparently this has already appeared in games. So Giancarlo Stanton was using it last year. And, you know,
Really?
and another big notable, I would argue even more than notable name, Francisco Lindor was using one last year, and he was our MVP second place finisher.
Dang.
Now, I think somebody asked Stanton, one of the reporters asked him, like, hey, is this attributing to your elbow trouble? And he just like he's like, you're not going to get any answer that you're expecting here. So he just shunned him, basically, like, don't even try like that. So I like that answer overall. But even to this year, so I think it just so happens that it's a lot of the Yankees, and the Yankees are fun to hate. Of course, everybody can get on board hating the Yankees, right? Volpe, Austin Wells, Jazz, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, who all hit home runs that game. I think fucking every one of those guys. And then it also says Junior Caminero of the Rays, Ryan Jeffers of the Twins, and Davis Schneider of the Blue Jays. But nobody gives a shit about Ryan Jeffers and Davis Schneider.
Right.
Nor were they part of a 16-run rampage that the Yankees had. So
and it's not like the Yankees didn't have those games last year too, because Yankee Stadium is tiny, and if the wind's blowing out, I mean I'm going to say it even though it's not true. Probably I could hit a home run.
You can't
with an aluminum bat. I could. I bet I could with the wind in my back. We just
figued out like 6 videos that we could do.
Okay,
I'm excited.
Like we'll ever get on Yankees. Anyways, whatever.
No, but we can find a place.
But here's the deal. I will hate on the people that are just like, the Yankees are cheating. Like, they're an easy team to hate. I get it.
It's easy to pile on, for sure.
It's easy to pile on. And those bats look ridiculous. And it's just because our eyes are used to something different. Because
Nobody cares.
The bat shape has been the same forever. The most unique type of bat shape change that I've been a part of is the axe handle.
Correct.
And that's it. Like that's literally it. You know what I mean? So like it's big, and people are like, oh my God, what's happening? The Yankees are cheating somehow. They're using their money to get better bats, I guess. I don't know. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and I'm reading a little bit from the article, kind of paraphrasing, but I did notice that manufacturers were putting them out already. So whether or not, I think it was Marucci was like the next day was just like, here you go, ready for order. And like they just sold a shit ton of them. And I'm reading Passan's article. So to his point, I feel like it's going to just consistently evolve, because the long story short of why it isn't illegal is based on the major league rule of length and the maximum
size of the barrel
it could be.
Yep.
I don't even think it's the size of the barrel. It doesn't say where you can put anything.
No, but the thickness of the barrel, I think, is in the rules. Like, length is definitely one, but how thick the barrel can be, I think there's stipulations on that, and I believe weight. But
weight is definitely one.
Yes,
of them.
so it fits all the criteria. It just moved the thickness further down the bat, and again, it only fits specific guys. I feel like there's a chance it probably feels like it swings lighter because the weight is away from the end of the barrel. Because like if you remember, like when we played, there were aluminum bats that were weighted at the end versus in the middle, depending on your swing. Like usually the power hitters wanted the weight at the end of the barrel versus more
I
towards
never
the middle.
heard of that ever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
you were cheating down here.
yeah, we take our sports seriously. I'm just saying, like, the bats were built differently, like where the weight was positioned, essentially. So
yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, so it just depends on your swing type, what you think. And again, batting is feel, right? Just like a golf swing, I guess. Like if it feels right, go with what feels right. And these guys are like, this bat feels better, and they're going to hit it better because they have a better feel with it. So
here's the answer.
Okay.
The rules allow for a maximum barrel diameter of 2.61 inches, a maximum length of 42 inches, and a smooth and round shape. So that's it. It just
can't be square.
Follow this rule.
Yes.
Or these 3 rules, these guidelines. So
the barrel, so hypothetically, the grip on the bat handle could be thicker if they wanted it to be.
Yeah. They just tape the shit out of it though, so they don't have to do it.
Right.
They'll just put 4 or 5 rolls of tape on the damn thing. So it does seem to like be interesting how much innovation can happen with this. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm a simpleton, or I'm a dummy. So it's just, how much different can it get? And I feel like there's going to be a lot of variations that can take place based on this. Like, because with how much data and access and all the things out in the world, you could almost cater to think of a golf swing.
Yeah.
Right. And this is your swing and this is where the weight should be. And this is it. Well, if I'm going to just make it up, say Anthony Volpe, if I'm doing Anthony Volpe's swing and 8 out of 10 times he's hitting this part of the bat, well, we're going to reconfigure this bat. And that's basically what they're saying.
Yeah.
He's hitting this. This is the majority of the pitches he's getting. This is where he's hitting it. And this is where we're going to put the most mass of said bat.
Exactly.
So I think the innovation isn't one size fits all, but the concept is going to be one size fits all. Every single player, assuming this runs and stays on, is just going to do their own thing. This is where I make the most contact.
Yeah.
Right. Think of any good hit. Like we talked about like Barry Bonds. When he talks about it, he's like, I'm going for this part of the bat.
Yep.
Well, if he can make that part of the bat better, bigger, whatever the hell the word is that they're using, then he just becomes that more deadly because they're that good. It sounds silly, or you could never fathom it, but they're that good to be like, this is the part of the bat that I'm going to hit. Watch it. Look at a wear mark on a batting practice bat.
No, absolutely.
It's like a
it's
2-inch radius.
Very
right? No shit.
And it's interesting too, like, because I wonder if they start having like high, mid, low barrels, right? Like, so wherever that is. But also the flip side of that is the pitchers now know that guy has a low barrel, so I'm going to pitch him away because that part of the barrel is not as damaging as the inside. Like,
I guess I didn't think of that concept.
So do you know what I mean? Like,
I suppose I don't know or haven't seen any contrary data, because what we're implying, I think you said it is, if you hit it off the end of the bat, nothing's going to happen.
Well, I mean,
guess we technically
there's still
don't,
contact.
No, I know, but it's going to be like a wet noodle is how I'm describing it.
It's like hitting it off your hands.
But I don't,
or what we would consider hitting it off our hands.
I feel like that's not the case, because if it is, the pitchers there already would have been an answer in that way.
So the answer was going inside, but if a batter can get his barrel out in front, then he would kill it. Now inside pitches, he doesn't have to get as much of the bat around, right? Because the barrel's now closer.
Yeah.
But now outside pitches are a lot more. There might be more. Like, if this continues, I feel like as a pitcher, you're going to see a lot more outside because you can't poke a ball anymore. You can poke it, but you're not poking it over the fence.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. What if that doesn't matter?
I mean, if it doesn't, that's fair.
I'm playing devil's advocate for a moment. I assume you are more correct than not. I don't think there are going to be many, if assuming they're using this bat, it's not going to be an off the end of the bat home run like we've seen a couple times by the biggest, best players. But I also don't think it's going to be a dribbler to first base. So I think there's going to be enough success with, oh shit, I missed, I hit it off the end of the bat, but that still fell for a hit, or I still hit it hard, because I am certain that if there was that huge drop, and I'm operating under the assumption that these people are way smarter than me.
Of course,
so they've accounted for every single thing that's gone into the
right.
One would be fair to think that they ran. We're going to use Anthony Volpe. He's in the cage. Okay, here's your sweet spot. Boom, 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 boom. All right, hit these off the end of the bat. Boom, 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 boom. How much did he lose? What was the exit velocity? What was the launch angle? What was this? What was that? Right. So playing around, I guarantee that it's really not as big as we think. Because if so, then pitching, once they figure out where this guy's going, then you're going to beat them every time. Yeah. And I just don't feel like. I think the offense is always ahead of the pitching.
It always is, yeah. And I mean, pitchers have said something choice words about them being able to change their bats. But think about it. This is where my brain went when I first discovered or started thinking about it, and going off the fact that the end of the barrel is no longer as potent. Like, the sport is already favoring pull hitters. They've now moved the barrel closer. So anything inside, they're going to pull. Like, and to me, it just feels like, okay, well, we're going to continue to start pitching away, because you get a blooper out to left field. That's way less damaging than you going deep on me every time when I try to go inside. So I just, and part of it's protecting the batter too, right? Because batters are wearing armor and all this kind of stuff. Pitchers can't go inside as much as they used to. So I just. Part of me feels like the reaction is going to be pitching away way more. Sure, and I might be overthinking it. And they already should be, but you get the barrel out on it. If right-handed batters in Yankee Stadium, they're going to poke that over the fence. You know what I mean?
Something to watch for.
I think it is. I think it's something to watch for. I am intrigued to see where this goes. All right.
It's kind of dwindled down since, though. So that's why.
Because they're not scoring 15 runs.
But I think even that passing article, that was 4 days ago. So it's like, okay, this is what's going on. It's already been happening. So why are we giving a shit right now? And then, get Manfred's not going to. Manfred's like, it's good for the game. Screw it. Because they want more offense. And quite frankly, if you're attending the game, you want more offense too because it makes it a little longer. You get to go to the concessions a little. You spend a little more time at the concessions. So I think we've hammered out what our feelings as far as the torpedo bats. I think we're good there. I would love to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Like following those couple guys that we're well aware of that are doing it and see kind of how they progress and if it's any better. Like maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah. Maybe it's just all for naught. They just had a crazy game against that perfect matchup and they got him. And that's probably possible.
Nestor was just throwing them all like goose eggs anyways. Like, here, hit this out. Here, hit this out. Here,
they tend to do
like,
that.
yeah, like, come on, guys. Anyway, sorry. So that's fun, and I'm definitely interested to see where this goes. So a bunch of people got paid. Before we get to that, we want to talk about our good friends at Chinook Seedery. Guys, if you have not tried this sunflower seed yet, I encourage you to do so. It tastes better. The seed itself tastes amazing. The shells themselves are flavored really well. They're not over flavored, so your mouth isn't assaulted with sodium. The way they roast the seeds, there's just a different feel to the seeds themselves. They're perfect for watching a game, playing baseball if you're a young guy or a girl who likes sunflower seeds, and then also they're a primo golf go-to. I am now a seed guy when I play on the golf course. So if you want to try them, please go to their website at checkout, enter in Coach's Sons Pod for 10% off, and give them a shout. I promise you will not regret it. So speaking about people getting paid, we got a lot of people who got paid this week.
A lot. A
lot of young guys and a lot of not so young guys. But let's just start off with I'm going to start with Vlad because I feel like that's the big one.
That's not what I would have went with, but that's the most recent, right? That was today.
That's the most recent.
Actually, that happened. Well, this morning. You were awake for that, which is last bullshit.
Night. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I don't sleep. It is what it is. I was floored because I thought they were done. Like they said the conversations were over.
So I got a text from Steve Colger who did one of the Red Sox previews.
Okay,
and he's been talking Vlad to the Red Sox all off season to this point. And he's like, how the hell did they do that? I thought they were done. That's not even fair. I don't get how baseball works. And I was like, I don't think there's anything in baseball that says you can't negotiate. I think they just said, you know how players
said they were done.
You know how players do the thing every year where they're like, I'm not going to negotiate until the end of this. If we don't get a deal, it's
baseball.
a self-imposed deadline, right?
Yep.
If we don't get it done by March 17th, I don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
And that feels like that's what happened. But man, it got over the finish line. So I want your first reaction to, do you think it's too much? Do you think it's too long? Do you think it's just right? Do you think it's whatever? Because first of all, everybody in Toronto, Buds and Blue Jays, a couple other podcasts that they're tagging, they're thrilled, as they should be. That's a huge deal.
Yeah.
That was priority number one. It took them way longer than they wanted to, but it's done. Ding dong, like keep it moving, and now we can focus on the future because we got our guy. Our guy is here to stay forever.
Yeah, I mean, 14 years is long.
He's gonna be 40.
That's a long.
He's 26
contract
right now.
But here's the deal. I love it. Because I don't want baseball to turn into basketball where superstars go every different team every few years, right? They just swap superstars all the time. Baseball has some of that, especially like the bottom dwellers will trade off their talent, you know, that kind of stuff. But I love when a team is like, no, we're investing, especially as someone who loves the game. I grew up watching the same guys playing on my team. I want to buy a jersey and know that guy on the back of my jersey is going to be there for the next 5-10 years that I go and attend these games. I think that's amazing. I love that. I think it creates loyalty to the team. So I think 14 years is too long. That's long. Wow. I mean, good for them for saying, hey, we want you to play here till, you're going to be a bench warmer at 40. Like, that's wild. Good for Vlad. But I think it's good for the game. I really do. I love it. What about you?
I think it's just the world of content that I think I desire, but I need behind the scenes of how this works. And I know this probably wouldn't be as interesting because they're not sitting across from one another and yelling out numbers and then boom, we're done. Or this is
crazy.
This is years, weeks, months, days, hours in the making. There probably a billion conversations, probably every day, checking in and figuring out what's going on. I guess again, I'm interested to hear how that goes. How often are you checking in? Wait, who calls who's playing chicken? Are you playing chicken? Are you constantly, hey, you guys still interested? What's going on? But anyway, I pulled up Bryce Harper's contract for comparison.
Okay.
And I'm torn on at the time if Vlad equals Bryce Harper or not. I want to say no, but
I mean, I'm going to say no too.
In terms of not money, we're going to disregard the money for a second because it's less, but it was also 2019.
Yeah.
So
right.
money's different.
Yeah.
But I think Bryce Harper was a little bit more not respected, a little bit more higher caliber, more undisputed, if you will. Yeah. Where Vlad, he's up there, he's a top player in the league, but a lot of people could say, he could regress.
Yes,
so nobody was really saying that about Harper, but it's like, so Harper signed 13 years, $330 million, and that's why I said don't get too crazy about the money. So about $25 million-ish a year. Uh-huh. And
how old was he when he signed with the Phillies?
I don't know. It was 2019. Doesn't Baseball Reference put names? I'll try and find it.
Because I wonder, because 13 years is a long contract. I remember seeing his contract.
It's a similar concept, though. He started with the Phillies. Yeah, same concept. 26 years old.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's gonna be 39. Yeah. So the whole premise of that is you're paying for now, right? You're paying that money for the 4 or 5 years that he's had very good seasons with.
Yep.
And where I don't know. I don't know how I feel about 14,500, but based on the way everything's going, $35 million a year doesn't seem like that much for the caliber of player that Vlad is today.
But it will be a lot for the player. Because the other
argument is, I mean, you see what Soto got. Then it's what the hell is Kyle Tucker going to get? Because in theory, Kyle Tucker's a little bit more versatile, can play the outfield, can do, is a better defender.
Same age?
Roughly, within a year or two minimum. So he might not have 14 years, but I think he's going to get a higher annual value.
No, I agree. Yeah.
So from somebody who's not on a Blue Jays fan, it feels like a lot. It can age poorly. But you're not paying. You don't care. In 2025, you should not give a shit what goes on 15 years from now.
Yeah.
You could worry about it then. You could complain when he's 10 years from now, when he's a shell of himself and trying to get 25 home runs a year. You could complain about paying him $35 million all you want.
Right.
But you're doing that to do it now. Why he probably wanted all the years is just to guarantee money.
Yep.
So I bet somebody could have come in and offered him more money for less years, but the guarantee was, Am I going to be able to make $500 million over 14 years?
Right.
And the answer is I don't know.
Yeah.
With somebody else, it could have been 400 for 10. I don't know. I'm making shit.
Yeah, I got you.
But in terms of Blue Jays fandom, that's the great signing. There's no big deal. I don't think it's a lot of money, but I think it should come with tempered expectations.
Right.
Because I don't know if he's as sure of a thing as we've seen with Harper.
Yeah.
Because Harper made them instantly better.
Agreed.
He was an addition.
Yes, I
Vlad's already
agree.
been there. He makes them better. But if he's playing first base and within 4 years he's DHing, you got a mini Rafael Devers situation going on.
Oh no.
Right?
No,
and we don't want that.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. I think there is potential for it to sour eventually, but I do think the potential is further down the road than we probably think.
It's a long way. I'm saying 6 years minimum.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that statement.
He's coming off a 6.2 WAR season. He's going to do that.
Is there a no trade clause that is along with this?
I am pretty sure. I don't remember the specifics.
Because that was another thing I thought of. I was like, wow, well, they are stuck with him because later in his career when they're trying to get him off their books, no one's going to want him. So. And
I think he's got a no trade clause because I would assume he's not going anywhere.
And I bet it's front loaded too. I bet he makes more money the first few years than he does towards the end of his career.
Yeah, I didn't go.
I don't know how it's structured, but that would make the most sense, right? And if I'm a Blue Jays fan, I'm like, okay, yeah, we pay him more now, so we don't have to like later.
No deferrals.
Okay. Wow. No deferrals. They're not doing the Dodgers away. Okay.
No deferrals. It doesn't say anything about a no trade, but I would have to assume.
Yeah.
That. But at the same time, no trades just means he has to agree to it.
Yes, agree to it.
So if he wants to leave, he will. So I don't think that's a concern, but a huge deal for them. They can now potentially shift their focus to Bo Bichette and keeping him around. I saw a quote. I missed it. I didn't save it, but it's like, hey, like, happy for him. I would like to be with one team too. Basically, don't forget about me, guys, type of thing. And he has not been Vlad Jr.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm giving a little bit of, that's a lot of money for Vlad, you can't be anywhere near the ballpark on Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
So and that's it. Like, great deal. Blue Jays fans should be happy. They need to continue to do more. If this hampers anything that they do going forward, if they're not willing to spend on new free agents, and we're not going to be thrilled about it.
Yeah.
But other than that, today, be happy. You got your guy. He's around, not going anywhere for the ever, I guess.
Yeah,
foreseeable future.
Yeah, foreseeable future.
I always like to use, but it's ever.
I mean, and what's great here is this sets a floor for that team for a very long time.
Yes.
You know what your floor is. Now let's get above it.
We're set at one first base / DH forever.
Yes, correct. We have 25 plus home runs for a very long time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so that, and good for them. Very happy for them. All right. So outside of that, other names, let's just go down the list. So Christian Campbell.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So
with 8 years, 60 mil.
Yeah, and that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And that's because
he's a kid.
Well, yeah, and that's because of the whole he's going to be 3 years, he's going to buy out. So some of that buys out arbitration. I don't have it written down off the top of my head, but he buys out arbitration years, probably a year or two of free agency. It's an even keel deal. That's like a Braves type of deal, and that's why everybody.
I saw that. I'm like, that's Braves Z. That's very Braves.
And lo and behold, he's come up and he's hit his ass off, proving everybody right, including Steve, who said look out because he's a minor league player of the year.
Yep.
And he very well may be the real deal because he's playing like it. We're 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah, it's
plenty of time to overreact, and we're gonna have some crazy overreactions here in a minute. But I think the Christian Campbell thing is perfect. They've got a guy there forever, and not forever, for 8 years, excuse me, and he'll be able to cash in at 30. Yeah. That guy will make, if he's this good, he's going to make a shit ton of money.
He really will.
So he's in Boston for a long time. You know what I did see an interview on? And I'm severely paraphrasing it, but it was him talking with, I want to say it was Rav, whoever does Sunday Night Baseball. Wow,
okay.
I don't know far who it is removed. Now. Yeah. This stinks right now. I'm sorry. And it was, who do you enjoy? Like, who are your idols? And he was getting shit for like not naming like some of the all-time greats. And he's like, I'm talking about like MVP Christian Yelich. Like, I'm talking about these, like that's the name that stuck out. He named a couple other guys. He's like, these are the guys I grew up. I'm young.
Yeah. I'm a kid.
Like, sure, I could watch a YouTube video on Barry Bonds, but like, I don't know him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Was it him? I think it was Christian Campbell, where he was drafted within 20 days of, he was born within 20 days of the time Chris Bassett was drafted.
Wow.
And he hit a home run off him.
Oh, nice.
I butchered the shit out of that.
Yeah,
I don't remember who the name was.
It's a fun story.
It happened. It was within 20 days.
He's a baby.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a child.
So it's cool for him to even, not try to be, I love him. It's like, these are the guys I know, and these are the guys I'm comfortable with talking about because I watched them. I grew up admiring these particular guys, and they're not all-time greats in the way, but MVP Christian Yelich was a damn good baseball player.
I mean, he'll be a Hall of Famer, I think.
No, we won't. Though we're not going there.
You don't think so?
Christian Yelich? No. All right.
We'll
Boston
have to
Red
look.
Sox.
Maybe. Anyways,
Stop.
it's
Boston
a conversation.
Red Sox. Another move. Garrett Crochet.
Good for
Trade
them.
paid off. They did. Every time you make it, we're going to move to this in a second, but every time you make a big trade and you deal a bunch of your prospects for a stud. You need to re-sign him, or else the trade means nothing.
It's nothing.
You did nothing.
Yeah.
6 years, $170 million, 2030 opt out. So I guess after 5 years he can opt out if he wants.
Okay.
If I get him 5 years of stud Garrett Crochet, he could go. I'll pay him again, or he could leave. I get it.
Exactly.
So Red Sox spending the money that they need to keep their guys around for a long time. I love what I see there.
But Red Sox fans have to be really excited because for the last couple years they've been complaining about not paying their players, and now they are. So good for the Red Sox.
They haven't spent outside a ton, but if you're gonna keep your studs around, they're not paying the wrong people, right?
Nope.
They went and got Bregman. They've got a good little
and he's
thing
playing
going
his ass off these first 2 weeks.
Player of the week.
Yep.
AL Player of the Week. Excuse me. I don't know when they voted on that, but we'll
Whatever.
hash that out. Another big one, young gun, Jackson Merrill.
Heck yeah.
Good for this guy.
One of the Jacksons.
Why is he so likable?
You know what? I was thinking about that. I think that kid's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, but it just, again, I said his name and you lit up.
Yeah, Jackson
I don't know.
Merrill, man.
He just feels like a name you root for.
I agree.
I don't think I've ever seen, for as bad as social media can be and negative as it could be, I've never seen anybody be like, fuck Jackson Merrill. Or,
no, I agree.
Ever.
Well,
I've never seen a bad word spoken about the guy.
And I think it's because the kid came up, he was highly touted as a prospect, but he wasn't Holiday. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have all this clout coming in. So everyone kind of rooted for him being a rookie and kind of an underdog. And let's also face it, too, the Padres are a team everybody wants to root for.
They are, but people still want to hate them.
Yeah, but I think the Padres are they're very new baseball. Like the attitudes of those players are all younger. They all got swagger, and Jackson fits into that. And so I just think he's a lot of fun to root. But he's not like a Tatis that it's over the top. He just fits the mold of new baseball. And I don't know. I'm with you. He's definitely someone you want to cheer for. And he got $135 million
over 9 years. Same concept. Going to buy out arbitration, a couple years of free agency. So, and you see, he already has a year under his belt.
Yep.
I think he'll reach free agency a little quicker because of the the year that he has under his belt.
Yep.
So that makes sense why he got a little more than Campbell and all of that. He's already produced. So, and by the time, I think he's only 22 years old. So he has another.
He's a baby.
Another chance to cash in.
Contract, yeah.
He keeps doing his thing. He's going to be fine. So, again, a hell of a deal. That's what the Padres need to do. That's a great deal overall. I'm just trying to look. I mean, that's what, Jesus Christ. It's not $20 million. It's not $10 million.
It's not 20. It's not
like
10.
14-ish.
Yeah, ish.
That's off the top of my head. That's good.
Yeah, that was really
I did that well. So Jackson Merrill, and let's stay out west. Kettle Marte, and I think you were hinting at him a little bit when you were saying, young and old.
Yeah.
6 years, $116.5 million. The age makes it seem bad, but the dollar amount isn't bad at all.
For the caliber of player he is.
Yes.
I think that's a great deal.
He did get hurt like a day after.
Yeah, 6 years feels long for him.
But it's the same concept we've had the entire time, that it is okay that you pay a little bit more for their prime.
Yeah.
And then you do get saddled. It hurts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying your feelings aren't vindicated because they will be. Kettle Marte is not, I think it's Ketel, excuse me. He's not going to be the same player he is now at the end of this deal.
Yeah.
However, he plays like an MVP caliber player.
Does. Yeah.
If he does that for 3 or 4 more years at less than $20 million a year,
steal. Yeah. No,
that's worth it.
No, I'm with you.
And that's the give and take of these deals. You have to be willing to go a little further to make it happen.
So question, do you think, and this is just me trying to make up like drama, do you think that these younger guys are getting signed, or these team stars are getting signed because everyone's afraid if they don't do it now and make it long term, they'll be in the Dodgers in 2 years?
It's not the Dodgers. No, it's just that they'll leave and get more money. They won't.
Yeah, they'll leave and go to the Dodgers.
And then you lose your fan base.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna see it unfold in real time with Paul Skeens.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah.
Right, we are going to. Everybody is
as long
prepared.
as his arm stays intact.
Everybody,
yes.
it doesn't matter. Everybody is prepared. He will not be a Pittsburgh Pirate in however amount of time he's stuck with them. 6 years. I think last year. So I forget the number of years. 7 years maybe before you could get to free agency. He's going to make pennies for a while. He might sign an extension that gets him like 1 free agency year so he could cash in a little bit.
Yeah.
But it buy out his arbitration years, stuff like that. But they're not going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
So
oh no, of course not. It's the Pirates.
The thing is just pissing off your fan base where it's like, you could have paid. I'm going to make a slight analogy to football, but jump off it really quick. Football, everybody always talks about, oh, he's the highest paid player, highest paid player, highest paid player. Well, if you signed him 3 days ago, he'd be the 5th highest paid player now.
Right.
But now you waited, and now the price went up. The price poker went up because everybody else got paid.
Yeah, the pot got bigger.
So if you keep waiting, right? Chirico already signed his deal last year, right? He signed it right when he came up. The other Jackson signed it last year. So if you keep waiting, you keep playing around with Jackson Maryland, he keeps doing what he's doing last year. Eventually, he's going to make enough in arbitration to make it so that he can be okay.
Get out,
and now he's 20. He's Kyle Tucker, and he gets to do whatever he wants. In terms of that. So I think. I don't think teams are afraid that they're going to go to the Dodgers, right? That's a fan thing. But teams are afraid they're going to leave and you lose the fan base. You have this rookie.
Yeah.
You found him. You did the work.
Yeah.
You scouted him. You drafted him. You
were right about him.
You quote unquote developed him.
Yep.
Regardless of if you were right or not, you could take credit for the development.
Correct. Yeah.
Even if he's a top prospect. He came through my system. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you did all of that. You did the hard work. You waited the 3 years for your top guy to come. Just pay the goddamn guy.
Yeah.
Give people faith that you're acting in good faith as a front office to say, we want this guy as part of our organization. We're willing to pay a little bit more up front. And now we can build.
Yeah.
Okay, we're set in center field for 9 years.
Yeah. It's a long time.
Let's build. Like they have Tatis. Tatis isn't very old either. Now, on the flip side of all this, we're talking extensions. And I brought up his name already, Kyle Tucker. His quote on Vlad Jr.'s new deal. This came from Jesse Rogers of ESPN. It's what he wanted to do. I'm sure he loves playing in Toronto. That's great for him. Everyone is a little different. Right now, I'm here to play this year and play for the Cubs. We'll see where everything goes after that.
Not staying.
That certainly sounds like a guy who's got 1 foot out the door.
Yeah.
To where, I have no idea.
He's like, I'm going to make so much money.
He's a highest bidder guy.
Yeah.
And we just talked about what Vlad got, and Kyle Tucker's better. Is more valuable.
Yeah.
And Kyle Tucker's, dare I say 6? He has a 6 in front of his name. Ooh. We'll see.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think he's close.
But based on that, so we're also going to rewind again. Remember when I said trades don't mean shit if you're not going to extend the guy.
Yeah.
They traded Cam Smith away. It was a necessary evil to do it, but now he's starting for the Astros and is a stud. They traded Isaac Paredes away, younger guy who could play for you. So you now traded those guys away. You got Kyle Tucker, fantastic player. If you don't extend him, that's a failure of a trade.
Yeah,
unless barring you winning a World Series, which is not out of the question.
It's early. Yeah,
it's not out of the question. But barring you, the only time this is acceptable is if you win a World Series. Because if not,
get that trophy and go.
His name needs to be on the paper.
I agree.
And signed for. You have to pay him what he wants. And the issue is they're gonna lowball him, and he's gonna say, "Screw you! I'm just gonna go make my money." And he is. He's one that can do it.
You know how much the Yankees are gonna pay me?
He's going to be a hot commodity.
Yeah.
He should be. And I say that, and I want to finish on extension/free agency talks. I feel like with all these deals happening, there are so many guys that don't make it to free agency, or there maybe phrased another way, there aren't many free agents available anymore.
Oh, because teams are paying them before they get there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're extending them out, or they're 33 when they get there, and they're not.
No one wants it.
And you're just getting less money. The Christian Walker type deal, right? Like where okay, you got 3 years, $60 million, but that wasn't Christian Walker wasn't a huge highlight.
Yeah,
but if it was 2 Gold Gloves ago and he was 28 years old, you'd be like, oh, he's Pete Alonso.
Yes. Right. Yeah. He definitely
it's
is.
the same concept. So it feels weird, but it's right. Like teams are staying with the guys. They're hanging around for longer because they're willing to do these types of deals. But I wonder if like what that impact is eventually on big time. It's not going to hurt free agency, but I'm saying
No.
We go the whole offseason. We've had Shohei, we've had Soto. I mean, we had Bregman, and eventually are we going to start losing that?
So you think we're going to lose steam
like
on
the
people
top
talking
name,
about? I don't know, man.
The top names aren't going to go anywhere because they're just going to pay them for fear
they'll be
of
paid.
losing them.
Yeah. So are you worried that there won't be diversity in like the league too, or you think it's just going to make
it's still
off season
diverse.
not
It's
as
just
fun?
that they're not open for bidding.
That's fair. Yeah.
So inadvertently, that may be a decent way to lower contracts.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, you have to be. But there's risk in the way of like, okay, Jackson Merrill did that. Well, what if he turns into a pumpkin?
Well, I mean, like the same thing happened with the Braves. Like we did all these contracts with Albies, with
Riley, with Acuna.
Acuna.
Did you sign Harris too or no?
Harris and Strider. All those guys are signed for forever. And it was putting our chips like forward and going, we believe Ronnie's going to be this good for this long.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you're stealing from that kid. And Ronnie's just like, I'm going to get paid to play baseball in the same place for how long? Yeah, I'm in. Right? And there's risk reward. If you are right about that player, you look like a genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you not, you look like an asshole.
You look like an asshole.
And you screwed up.
Absolutely.
And you're trying to trade. You're moving him in the offseason with a prospect just to get rid of his salary.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. I think all those signings were huge.
That'll
names.
make trade rumors more fun.
Yeah, maybe more trade rumors, less free agency.
Yeah,
we'll
I think
see.
that's where we're at.
It'll give us something different to talk about in the offseason. So where are we now? I think. So there's I have a few things listed. I have top performing teams. Do we really care about the top performing teams over 9 games? Say what you want. I'll name them. The Giants are 8-1.
Yep.
Cool, I guess. Padres. So the Giants, Padres, and Dodgers 8-1, 8-2, 9-2.
Whoops.
And if you look, it was the other day, I think. If you look at the odds, like they're all so close, and the Dodgers still have like a 60% chance to. It doesn't matter. The Dodgers are going to run away with it. Now they've been getting hit with injuries. Sounds like last year.
Dodgers weird.
Blake Snell just hit the IL with shoulder inflammation. Freddie's on the IL.
Yep. Freddie fell in the shower apparently.
I don't know exactly. I didn't see that. I just know he's on the IL.
Yeah.
I saw ankle, and I just thought it was the same thing.
Yeah.
What did I've said it a bunch. See you in August.
Yeah.
The Dodgers will be around. They can insert guy
Freddie,
here.
take your time. We don't care.
Oh, we have a guy out for a prolonged amount of time. Great. Is it an outfielder? Because Luis Roberts going to be a Dodger.
Yep.
Or whatever. They're just going to pick a guy. They'll trade 2 of their prospects because I have 1,000 of them.
Somehow.
So this isn't about the Dodgers. I'm going to keep moving. Phillies 7-2, Yankees 6-3, Red Sox 6-4. Sure, whatever. I think the Yankees are 6-4 after they lost today.
Yeah.
This is where we want to chime in because we're getting to the bad, and we said we're strong proponents of spring training doesn't matter, and now because I'm in this position, I want to say that the first 2 weeks don't matter.
I would like to say that,
but
too,
I'd be
yes.
lying to say that I am not concerned. So I'll introduce it, and then you tell me who wants to go first.
Okay.
As of today,
Oh, boy.
before the games start, the Atlanta Braves are 1-8. They have the worst record in Major League Baseball, behind the Pirates, Rockies, Reds, and White Sox. And slightly above those 4 teams that we just named, are my Seattle Mariners. Who are you ready? Am I ready?
I mean, we might as well get it out of the way.
Go on.
All right.
I don't even know where this is going. I know where it's going to go. I know where you're going to feel, but I'm not sure what we want to talk about in this regard because I have a lot to say. I did go on Raise the Trident with Jake, and I got to air some of my grievances, but this was before the last series, and I would have a lot more bad things to say. So you go first because I already got to air some of mine.
Gotcha.
Go on.
All right, so first of all, I need to apologize to everyone. I've been riding my high horse about the 2023 Braves and the offense that was historic. It was we broke a lot of records. We were an unstoppable force until October, and I was like, well, that team still exists because they're all the same players. We're only a couple years removed. Even if only a fraction of that team exists, we are still, pound for pound, the second best lineup in the National League.
Okay. How we feel today?
I think we need torpedo bats.
Make a call to Jazz or Volpe and see what the hell's going on up there.
The fact that we are 1-8, we lost, we beat the Marlins finally, but then lost to them 4-0. Our bullpen looks terrible, but we are collectively batting under 200. Our 7 everyday starters. You can't do that. You're not going to win baseball games that way. Ronnie can't come back fast enough, but is he going to be the shot in the arm? I don't know. Nobody's Matt's bad. Riley's bad. Albies is bad. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening in that locker room, but whatever it is, it's spread, and nobody on that team thinks that they can win. And there has to be a culture shift. Now, listen, I love Schnick. Brian Schnitter is our manager. He's been there for forever. He's been with the Braves forever in some capacity. But if I'm him, I am really worried going, guys, we have to have a culture shift, because if we don't, then none of us are going to have a very good time. And I'm not going to have a job, right? And he has to be doing some self-reflection on how he changes that. Because if he does not change that, then we are going to be last place in the division. There's never been a team to go 0-7 to make the playoffs ever. I still think
that's a tough stat.
It's a tough stat. I still think this is a good baseball team, but now we're fighting history. Now that's great.
We're fighting. That's great. The history is against me.
The history is against me. Great. I can just fuck right off now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I am not. 2 weeks is early to pull the panic. But to be 1-8, we got swept the first 2 series. Yes, it's a lot to ask to go out west at the beginning of the year to beat these teams. But you're not going to give me 1 win in 7. That's not acceptable. So, Lopez just got hurt too. He's on the 6th. I don't know if he'll come back. If he comes back, it'll be late this year. So we need Strider now as well. It's just It feels like a continuation of the gloom that we had last year, and not a reset from the gloom that we were all hoping for. And that's a really awful place to be as a fan, going, wow, this feels familiar, and now it feels worse. Great. So I am look, fuck. The panic alarms are being set off right now, and I don't know how not to feel panicked. I want someone to talk me off the ledge. But the thing is, you're going to give me an argument I've been giving all offseason, and I'm going to be like, no, I've said that, and it's obviously bullshit. So, I am very concerned about this baseball team, and I'll own up to singing their praises for such a long time. I was blinded by my fandom. So there you go.
Hey, that's what I was looking for.
You're welcome.
Because you were a little ahead of your skis there, and I don't. That's not to say anybody expected that horrific 0-7 to 1-8 or whatever the hell they are now start. So I'm not saying that we were assuming they were going to be that bad. However, You were touting, the year before, if everybody's healthy, if everybody's this, if everybody's that. So I'm glad you've come.
I'm riding that 2023 high. I'm telling you.
I'm glad you've come to your senses and at least recognize that, hey, I hand up, I was wrong. This team's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
and things need to happen quick.
It's bad.
And I don't know the answer overall, and I want to say they could turn around. Sure, they'll finish above the Marlins, but that division isn't the cake. Oh, maybe the Nationals too, but that division isn't the cakewalk that it was for a little while.
Yeah,
right? The Phillies are there to stay. The Mets have reorganized, I suppose. They're still, they have their own issues there, but
yeah, the Mets are always going to have their own issues.
Yeah, exactly. But we could agree on that. I'll let you hate on them. That's fine.
I do think that we're going to return to. We're going to get closer to the norm, right?
Sure.
But right now, obviously, the Profar thing, right? The one big move we made, he's now out half the season,
and can't play in the postseason.
And can't play in the postseason, that's a big right? Thing. That's a huge
good
thing.
Wrinkle, though.
A good wrinkle. What do you mean?
I didn't know that if you were suspended, that you couldn't be on the postseason.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I hear you.
So that's a good wrinkle in that.
Yeah.
From the player I don't know, from the
I know
league perspective, that's a good deal to have, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the Profar hurts, and that's you could sideline quarterback or couch quarterback that and be like, oh, you should have known he had his best year, yada yada. That's not something you consider, especially with everything going on. What I found respectable is that he didn't even come out and be like, I didn't know, or it was just like, I got.
Yeah.
It's
think
funny, but a little
put
respect.
something in there about like I would never willingly put something I wasn't supposed to, but I accept this full responsibility, which means like
it wasn't like I took this prescription, this doctor prescribed me this, and I took it, and I had no idea, right? Because we've seen those. It was more or less not an admission of guilt, but all right,
got me.
The gig's up. What can I do now? Right.
Yeah.
So a little respect there, but it still sucks as a fan for that to happen, especially when he was your big signing.
Yeah, it sucks. All right, so we are the second worst team in batting average.
Yeah.
The Rangers are technically worse. They're batting 192. We're batting 193 as a team. That's just not gonna.
And the Rangers are 8-2.
So that great.
So clearly they're doing something.
You know what's
right?
more important is OPS. We are as a team last
behind. Who's second to last?
The Twins.
Ooh,
Pirates. Those are the two teams ahead of us, but we're 577 as a team OPS.
That's some people's slugging percentage.
Yeah, exactly. So like, to give you guys where the real quick. So this is great radio or podcasting. I know Manners, y'all are 674. You know what I mean? So
that's not good.
Not great. ERA, we are
not good.
Not good. We're like middle of the pack ERA because like pitching's not our problem. Like it's just not.
Piece it there. Schwalbeck's been good, right?
Yeah, pitching has not been our problem. The bullpen's not great. Like let's get that correct. The bullpen's not great, but pitching is not why we suck. We suck because we can't hit we are batting under 200 as a baseball team.
Yeah,
That's why we are losing baseball games. We've got to figure something out. We got to figure something out quick. And it's just. Was I ahead of my skis? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But did I feel like I was that ahead of my skis? Absolutely not. But again, no one expected 1-8.
No.
Like, good Lord. Like that's White Sox bad. You know what I mean?
They're worse right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying.
It's early.
How did they start last year? Because the White Sox started
I don't know.
Real bad last. Anyways, it was.
They won 40 games. There was never a point where they were good.
Man,
or mediocre even.
Look,
they were just bad.
I'm just like, we even lost a game that we didn't play because it got rained out. You know what I mean? So it's just not going good for the Atlanta Braves. So
I thought you were going to say it got like rained out in the middle or something.
No.
I was like, that's tough. When it rains in Portland, man, you just can't get a win. So,
all right, Chris, what about you? What about, I know you already aired your grievances somewhere else, but give me your spill.
I think, and again, I said a lot of this with Jake on Raise the Trident.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as what I saw this weekend as well. So in summation, the offense is bad. And
which is not new.
No. See, that's where my expectations were tempered, because I knew that they just put 2025 Mariners in front of it instead of 2024 and tried to sell me a new bill of goods, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's the same team. You want to know what they did? They took the Andrew Phillips method of they're going to do what they did in 2023. Disregard, cover your eyes. You didn't see what you saw in 2024.
Okay.
Is what the Mariners are pitching us. All these guys were really good in 2023. We made the postseason, all this stuff. Now, they put us into same guys in 2025, and what do you know? They're the same thing as 2024. Mm-hmm. They are not good. There's holes everywhere. We are employing Rowdy Tellez at first base. He should not even be on a major league roster, let alone playing every day at a position of need, of necessity. Apparently, Luke Raley fell out of favor somehow. I don't think he's very good, but he's better than Rowdy Tellez. Ryan Bliss is a project, but if he's your 9-hitter playing good defense, I could live with it. But guess what? He's not. He's not hitting. He's not our 9-hitter. JP Crawford, I've said this a bunch of times. I need more out of him, and it's as simple as that. Yeah. I'm never going to poo-poo him. He's my captain. I respect the shit out of him. However, you got to play. Yeah. I need you to be better. Yeah. And I'm not getting 2023 JP Crawford ever. I know that. But you need to either turn it on or you need to get the hell out of shortstop. That's my take on that particular individual. Third base, Jorge Polanco actually is having a good offensive season, but he's got a goddamn noodle for an arm at third base. So what did we learn? The infield is a problem, was, has been, always will be. They did nothing to address it. They signed Rowdy Tellez. Cal Raleigh, they extended him. Great. Kudos to you. They did the extension with him. Happy about. I don't know if that happened in between now in this podcast, but that's another extension that happened. Cal Raleigh. Happy for it.
Yeah.
Outfield, I think we're okay. Julio Rodriguez, Randy Arozarena, and up until yesterday, Victor Robles. Victor Robles just got hurt.
Yeah.
Made an awesome catch diving into the net. Screwed up his arm / shoulder / whatever. I just got the notification he's on the IL. It said 10-day. I have no idea.
15. Okay.
Well, it's only 10 now.
10. Okay.
I have no idea what the severity is. If it's a super long-term thing, I'll do that after the fact. But this team isn't built as it is to sustain injuries. Mm-hmm. And now that's our leadoff guy, who's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can come back soon. It didn't look good. I will say that. His arm was dangling. So I didn't love that. We're already down George Kirby as a pitcher. We're trying to figure out a fifth starter. Emerson Hancock, just nothing bad to say.
Games.
Nothing bad to say about Emerson Hancock. He's just not a major league pitcher. Not a starting pitcher, and which sucks because I think I've said this a bunch. I was at his major league debut in Seattle, and that was pretty cool. And he pitched very well, and I was like, okay, I'm excited for Emerson, and he just hasn't been the same. They pulled Luis Castillo, a different Luis Castillo. We have two of them.
Oh, wait.
Really? Yeah, we have two Luis Castillo squared.
Oh.
We have La Piedra, the Rock, and I don't know what pebble is in Spanish, but we got a pebble, too. I saw that post. I thought that was really funny.
That's pretty funny.
But he got shit on the other day. So he is not La Piedra. He's very far from it.
Gotcha.
So, again, fifth starter. Right now, I'm penciling in a loss every fifth day.
Okay.
I don't love it. You're asking, I've said it from the beginning, you're asking way too much out of this rotation.
Yeah.
I know I'm rambling, but I'm getting it all in without bitching about everything. Bullpen sucks. Bizzardo needs to go. Saucedo they just sent down. Matt Brash, I need you more than ever. I don't even know if you have any arm left in you, but God damn it, I need you back in this bullpen ASAP.
All right, so this is interesting. So we're and I'm cutting you off because
you did.
Yeah. Do you want to rant
I'm done.
more?
That's all I got.
Okay. So
you want to fuck you?
Yeah. Because here's the deal. So I'm looking at Baseball Reference, right? Because I love Baseball Reference, and they have the wins above replacement average by position, right? And it's early, right? So it's not a lot. It's not a lot. But the Mariners, you know what your top three are?
Position, catcher.
Yeah. Nope. It's center fielder, third base, and relief pitchers. So all your pitchers combined, you guys are negative 0.2. Your starters are, and then your batting is negative 0.9. The Braves, who are worse, because your total win above replacement is like negative 1.1 as a whole. Ours is negative 1.6 because our batting, our non-pitchers are negative 1.4. So, but both of our pitchers are negative 0.2. So your relief pitchers are technically like middle of the road. Hypothetically,
they're not good, but I'm going to tell you.
But we have the same problem where our batting just is like we're just losing baseball.
I bet
games.
that's by Andres Munoz, 4 innings, no earned, 4 saves,
probably.
7 strikeouts.
Yeah, it's early, so this is not
Bizzardo, 5.4 ERA. They keep trotting him out there. 6 innings, 4 earned runs.
Stop it.
Can we stop? Gabe Spire, very good actually. I talked about him on the podcast. Carlos Vargas throws really hard, 4.05. I don't know. Gave up 9 hits. What the hell am I going to do with that in 6 innings?
Yeah.
Colin Snyder, sick of him, 7.1 7.36 ERA. Trent Thornton, 4.15 ERA. Taylor Saucedo, we just sent him down, 13.5 ERA. And that's that's right. Gregory Santos, good. We'll keep him. So him, Munoz, and Gabe Spire, there's our bullpen. So there's everything that's bringing you to normal value. All the other guys suck. And they're bad. And I need them gone. And they got to pass for so long because
the pitching starting was so great.
Well, the bullpen was good.
Okay.
And we just kept saying, oh, Mariners pitching factory, Mariners pitching factory. Well, we know relievers are volatile. They had really good seasons, and we expected the same person the next year, and they weren't. There's really no development because it proves it. These guys aren't very good. They're not getting any better. In fact, they're getting worse. I need Matt Brash, and screw your stupid stat because it's wrong. I just debunked it. Kick rocks. My bullpen stinks, and I can't, and I won't let you convince me otherwise.
Okay. Well, you know what? You're right. Your team's terrible. But anyways, I was just saying it was interesting to see how that's broken out by position. So the worst on the Braves, by the way, is all of the outfield is basically -1 at this point. So like our outfield is just a disaster. So anyways, it is what it is. I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing us bitch and moan about our teams.
This was deserved. I know we try to stay away a little bit.
We do.
And we might find a different avenue to talk about our teams, but this was needed. They are bad.
Well, because here's the deal: the teams that are bad are the Rockies, the Pirates.
Oh, your who's who are bad.
Who's supposed to suck.
The Reds have lost like a ton of one-run games. Dan isn't thrilled.
Yeah, but the Reds and the Pirates. Oh, Pirates.
Yeah,
Pirates should be on the list.
Notoriously bad. The only thing about the Pirates is they always start April really good.
They
do it every year. The past 2 years, they'll win like 20 games in April,
exactly.
and everyone's oh my God, here they come, and then they're just normal.
Right.
So, but yeah, they're again. We just said it. White Sox, Pirates, Rockies.
We don't belong in that category. Both of our teams. Our teams do not belong in that category.
They're at worst middle of the road.
I agree.
Right?
I completely agree. And so right now we're performing the Braves are the worst team in baseball, and you guys are right there in the same breath as those terrible teams.
Yeah, we're fifth.
And we don't that's not the kind of teams we are. So that's why I am going to come full circle and say, Chris, we cannot panic. You and I are
my button.
Chris,
my hand.
I need you to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Our teams are going to be fine. I need you to believe that because I can't do this all year. Okay? Okay?
It's not. You're just saying that because it's a personal thing. Because it personally impacts you that I'm in a better mood. Because if I'm in a bad mood, your life gets worse.
Well, no.
That's what you just said. You're like, I can't go through this all season. Yeah, me either. Do you think I want this? Do you think I want this life?
I think.
Do I want to be 3-7 and want to question my? I
think you're a masochist. Yes,
I won't watch the game, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should turn it on. 3 hits, a homer. I'm like, God damn it! Like, I missed 2 Julio home runs this weekend because I was like, it's. And I'm way early on this already because I usually get there around June, July where I'm like, all right, they're pissing me off. I'm going to take 2 weeks off and then I'll come back rejuvenated. Everything will be okay. I'm ready. I need a break now.
Yeah.
I'm wasting my vacation time on the Mariners in April.
Dude.
And that's going to make for a long ass season.
Look, I know you're a West Coast guy, so you're going to understand this. I've been staying up late as
welcome to my
just
life.
To watch them lose 7 straight games. One of them we were winning by 5 runs and we still lost.
You don't know my life. You don't know my life.
I'm finding out and I hate it.
Yeah,
I don't need this in my life.
Imagine staying up to, again, you've only had it for a short amount of time. You had it for 9 days. Imagine 81 days of that. Staying up till
pick a different
your
team,
eyes
Chris.
are closing. You're like, man, I really want to watch this. And then you just have your heart ripped out over and over. You know what's even worse? If the Mariners go up 8-0, I can't go to bed because there's a chance they lose the goddamn game. If they're losing 8-0, I could go do whatever I want. I'm fine.
All right.
But anyway, I digress. That I do hope that they get better, and I could report positive news, and then it's like, okay, and we'll find another avenue. Maybe we'll do our own individual reels on our teams or something, and give updates on that. Maybe that's the way we do it.
This should be our last rant on our teams.
No, I disagree. We're going to talk about them a little bit, but
That's
not
fair.
this. This is an extended one because they're bad.
It's bad.
Braves
It's very
historically bad. Like, you're not making the playoffs.
No, we're not.
So how you could be positive
History's
about this?
like, no, fuck you.
How you could be positive about this is mind-blowing.
We cannot.
Because you can't make the playoffs?
I can't make the playoffs because history told me I can't. So, anyways.
I'm going to I have like 1, maybe 2 more call-outs. One is, Aaron Judge is a man possessed. He's the second best hitter in the league, and depending on the day, you could put him one with Ohtani. Why are we throwing this? I've said it we've done this podcast for 2-ish years now, and I've said it since day one. Why are we giving this man pitches to hit? It doesn't make sense. There's no reason behind it. He is literally just getting, I don't even know if they're meat. It doesn't even matter if they're meatballs. He's hitting a home run every day. Yeah. I'm getting a notification that Aaron Judge hit a home run, and it doesn't. At some point, I don't even care that the Yankees say it. I can make fun of it if it barely clears the wall, right? It's always a joke to do that. Or he's getting juice balls, but the guy is hitting a home run every game, and he's not. It's as if, I don't know if it's hubris by these pitchers that are like, I could get him out.
Yeah.
But put the goddamn guy on first base and be done with it, man. Like, I'm trying to look up. I'm in the process of looking up prime Barry Bonds walk numbers. No, I'm looking up walk numbers. Oh, okay. Barry Bonds. So from 2001 to 2004, arguably his prime, right? 49, 73, 46, 45, 45 homers, 117 walks. That's low. 177, 198, 148, 232. Led the league in each one of those.
Dang.
Aaron Judge had 133 last year. And led the league. I think that number needs to be like 180.
Yeah.
There's no what is your argument against it?
I don't know. I mean, again, hubris. Yeah, I can get him. I can get him.
I got him. Boom. Yeah. You're just like, you're going to break your neck trying to watch the ball going over the fence. It's ridiculous. He has, I did the math because it was funny. 9 games into the season, he has 0.8 WAR. Damn. If you do that over 162, he's going to have like 14.
That's wild. Wow.
Is he going to keep it up? No. But he's also got 6 home runs in 9 games.
Yeah, that's a great rate.
he's remarkable. He's somehow, we had this discussion in a side text. You weren't in it, but it was is Judge underappreciated? And the answer is like, I'm not sure, because everybody still talks about him all the time.
No,
but I don't think the answer. I don't think anybody's like, wow, he has a 1.31 OPS. Sure, it's through 9 games, but holy shit,
yeah,
like his slugging is 892.
Yeah,
if I told you somebody's OPS was 892, you'd be like, oh wow, like great player.
Like, he's a good player.
He's having a great season. That's his slugging.
Yeah, that's wild. Look, no, I don't think he's underappreciated because he is the ESPN golden child. I mean, the whole like chasing Maris thing, like I don't think.
Oh, I poo-pooed him on that.
Exactly. No, that guy gets all the attention, and he deserves it because he's a stud.
Incredible.
I agree with you. I hate it because he's a Yankee, but I mean, you got to give talented people their due, and there
321 home runs. Does he get 500? He's 33 years old.
I'm about to say, what's his age? 33. Does he hit 500?
He's going to hit I'm going to assume he hits 50 this year, so he's going to have 44 home. I'm making it up. He's going to hit 50 home runs this year.
Okay.
So that adds 44. So that'll put him at 365.
And he's
that means he would need 135 over, 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, 33 is tough. But, I mean, Barry continued to go yard as he got older. 135. What'd you say?
If you do by 5 years, that's 27. He's 100% breaking it.
Yeah, he's breaking 500. Yeah.
If he hits 50 this year and stays relatively healthy, over 5 seasons, so he'd be 39 at the end of it, he'd have to have 27 a season.
He can do that. Yeah.
He hasn't hit 27 home runs a season since 2018 and 2019.
Did he play full seasons?
No, 112 games and 102 games respectively. Wait. That's a good point. And so, okay. I'm just going to read his games played and home runs from the beginning.
Okay.
155 games, 52. 112, 27. 102, 27. I'm not counting COVID. 148 was 39. I think this is an MVP year. Won the MVP. 157 with 62. 106, he had 37 home runs. Ooh. Sweet Jesus. Last year was 158 and 58. And then this year is 9 and 6.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he'll do it. Yeah, I think he's one of the surefire 500 guys.
Well, now that we just broke down the numbers, it didn't sound like it, but it's his is going to be strictly health. 27.
It has to be health. Yeah,
that assumes he gets 44 more home runs this year, which he might hit that by the All-Star break.
At this rate.
And 27 a year after that for the next 5 years. So 39.
See, but here's the deal. He's going to hit, let's say he doesn't get to 50. He goes 40, 40, 30, 30.
Yeah, he still gets there.
Yeah, he still gets there. Like, I mean, because he's not gonna just hit 25 unless he's not healthy, which we can see.
Which is possible.
When he's not healthy, he's still hitting 20 plus. You know what I mean?
It's just a matter of how many. It doesn't even matter if he's healthy. I don't think. It's just is he playing?
Yeah,
because he's probably played unhealthy. I think.
I mean,
not 100%.
When do you move him to DH permanently? Next year?
No, I think he still plays a decent center field, doesn't he?
Center field?
He plays center field, doesn't he?
Judge?
No, Bellinger plays center field.
Yeah,
he plays
he definitely does not play
Sorry,
center
Judge played
field.
center last year. Don't fucking come at me
Okay,
like that.
well, that's okay.
All right. 2 or 3 years. 2.
I don't know. I'd put him in next year. Be like, dude.
How long Stanton there for?
Oh, that's a good question. Depends on his elbows, I guess.
But I'd say within 2 or 3 years.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But it's also up to him. He's
All
our
right,
judge.
that's fair.
He gets to dictate when he wants to do it.
All right, what are your other call-outs, Chris?
Bob Nutting getting booed, owner of the Pirates. He went down to the suite level on opening day or opening weekend and thought it was a good idea to schmooze with the normal folk.
Yeah.
And they booed the absolute living hell out of him.
Nice.
So here's a fun fact. Sean, who did one of our Yankees previews.
Yep.
He was in Pittsburgh, went to Pirates game because they were playing the Yankees.
Yep.
Home opener. So he texted us before. He's like, wow. He's like, ticket deal this year. You get like small food, right? Hot dogs, peanuts, soda included.
That's great.
He gets there. He goes, it's not available on opening day. Every other day but opening day. I go, that's a scumbag. Knew that there would be more people there on opening day and just said, nope, you're going to pay for your shit.
Damn.
So
wow.
He's arguably the worst owner in
no.
Fisher's up there. Fisher's there.
Worst. We'll give him second
he's
worst.
amongst the worst.
He's definitely bad.
He's amongst
bad.
the worst. He's not likable. He's gonna give public perception. Gonna lose Skeens. He'll probably screw up Jared Jones. I know he's not healthy, but all these guys that are around, he's gonna get rid of them. But kudos to the Pirates fans for booing him. I put Bob Nutting gets booed at home opener. Period. Cheap prick.
Love it.
Exactly
I mean, look, I need more fans to react terribly to their owners when they have a reason to act terribly. So I'm all for it. Bring out the booze.
Boo everybody.
Boo everybody.
Well, no, I don't know.
Well,
boo him whenever you see him.
Boo that man.
I doubt he'll.
Boo this man.
You won't. Oh, speaking of him being a scumbag and a cheap prick, they had a little. I don't know what you want to call it. A momentum of Roberto Clemente in right field on the wall. Now, mind you, they have a... Go, hang on. They have a couple things around the stadium. He has a statue.
Okay.
It is replaced by a Surfside can advertisement. The reason I found out about this...
Oh, my God.
Roberto Clemente Jr. quote tweeted something saying, I didn't... Or like maybe like a question mark, or basically like, I had no idea.
Wow.
So, in a nutshell, how much could Surfside have actually paid for that ad? I'm going to make it up. $1 million to $1 million to a billionaire is worth more than just honoring
Legacy.
Roberto Clemente.
Oh my God.
And the idea and the people who want to argue, he's memorialized other places. Like, okay, but he was memorialized there, and he didn't have to be. That ad could be anywhere else in the stadium.
Yeah.
You picked there. It could have went underneath it for all that, and like maybe got some flack, but you didn't. And then he could have saved face and said, "You know what? I could have removed the whole goddamn thing, but I didn't. It came out like a good guy." These people are so far removed from like reality, from the people they claim that they want their money from. It's unbelievable. It wouldn't surprise me if they continue the trajectory. They're 3-7. If they don't even have that hot streak that they always do, it's going to get really bad in Pittsburgh. That's my opinion. The only thing they have is Skeens, and once Skeens kind of turns, because he's a very nonchalant guy. He'll shut off the media if he has to.
Yeah.
But once you lose him, you're toast, and that clock's ticking. 5 years now? Small snippet on Paul Skeens. He did a long extended thing with Livy Dunn, like a GQ interview. It was kind of crazy because like she's so animated. He just like. Yeah.
Like they are
yin and
complete
yang.
Opposites. And I mean, he doesn't have any social media. He doesn't do any of that stuff. And
I think he has it, but she probably does it. Yeah. Or her people does.
Yeah. And she is such a superstar on that side. And it is.
Yeah. That's her livelihood. That's what she does. She excels at that. Yeah. And he's just like,
I mean, really like that owner, Nutter, is going to make so much
nutting, but we call it Nutter
sure.
Butter. We're going to call it Nutter Butter.
Nutter Butter is going to make so much money off of Livy alone because her fans are going to become Pittsburgh fans because of her. Yeah. And but then he's not doing shit.
But then it's going to be, where did everybody go when he goes elsewhere? Who knows?
Yeah,
but that's a few years down the road. But had to give a couple shout outs there with Nutting being a scumbag, Skeens just being hilarious and dry.
Yeah,
like he's just
like, how did the guy with that person? I mean, I know how he did, but like it's good for him.
I mean, again, and he's an A+. He's already killing it this year. So he's going to be fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to mention earlier, and we're going to let this go, but my AL Rookie of the Year pick looks great with Campbell and Job.
It does. Yeah,
You're toast, dude. I have AL MVP Judge. You literally have the worst team ever.
On the AL side, I agree.
You have Shohei.
Yeah, it's okay. We're good. It's early, Chris. It's early. Don't take your victory.
No, I have Shohei too, dude. Where are you going? You have no chance.
We'll see what happens. It's still early. It's still early.
We're done.
All right,
close this up here because now you're getting mad because I'm about to sweep this. This is insane.
You're not going to sweep it. You're not going to sweep it. Anyways, thank you all for listening. We hope you had a good time listening to us rant and rave about many different things that are happening. We are going to record again next week to stay on schedule because we kind of got thrown off from the division previews. Chris is doing an interview with a big name.
Yes, you will see it released. The episode itself won't release, but you'll see a quick snippet of the preview. We're still debating on when we want to release it. We are thinking next Monday along with the other one.
Yep.
We will keep you updated. Follow us on all the socials. You'll see everything there. But it is a pretty big get for us. So we're excited. So be on the lookout for that. As I said, follow us on all the socials. Subscribe. Coach's Sons Pod on X, Instagram, even YouTube. You know where to find it.
Absolutely. And be on the lookout. We're going to be releasing a lot more things on those outlets as well. And until then, my name is Andrew.
I'm Chris.
And this is the Coach's Sons Podcast.